years and years is her absolute consistency and repeatability.
Well, this match features the two winningest bowlers among our 5 finalists in the match play. I mentioned Carolyn's 19-5 record, and Clara Guerrero 18-6. A good look at the determination of Dorin-Ballard, but there's a washout right there and a surprise after finishing with 5 strikes in a row.
If there's one mistake Carolyn tends to make, she gets excited early on in the match. Once she gets settled in, she's really tough, but this is just flies off her hand, projected to the right early, and the way she plays the lanes where she controls the front and the mids and rolls it back into it, it's not going to make any big move down lane and recover from out there.
And she leaves a couple there, so her first open frame comes in the first frame of this second match of the night here at the U.S. Women's Open in Arlington, Texas. And our first look at Clara Guerrero, who now lives in Pflugerville, Texas, outside of Austin, but came to us by way of Armenia, Colombia. After 24 games, she was in 11th place. 24 games later, she was in 3rd, and she had a spectacular run, particularly in the morning qualifying on Tuesday.
She was 18-6, and it was done primarily through her own scoring. She wasn't getting much help.
Almost crossed to the Brooklyn side, which would have benefited her, as your favorite non-split spare sits there, the 3-6-10.
Watching her practice, she was struggling. She's having a hard time matching up in this new center. The front to back has got her confused a little bit. She was able to stay very square at the other center when the fronts were hooking, and that was one of the keys to her success. Here, when she does that, they're hooking a little bit more down lane. She's having a hard time freezing on the 3-pin, but when she goes away, it's not really making it back for her either.
Well, just dropped that one clumsily, and she'll convert it, but that's a bit of a surprise. What happened there?
That's just bonus.
Well, other than not doing that again, what are the keys for her to win this match?
Well, she has 2 basic keys. She has to stay slow through her first 2 steps. And the second one for her is during this push away is that she doesn't push up. If she does that, she gets grabby and pulley, and shots get out of whack. If she can throw it, get it straight out in front of her on level, then that falls into her swing the right way.
Took this one a little further out, and she too misses the head pin, as Carolyn Dorin-Ballard did in the first frame. So you wonder if nerves are in play a little bit here, Chris. She has not had a lot of experience on television compared to some of the other players.
Well, she has made 10 TV shows, but this is her first live one. You'll see this one far enough right, it's starting to come at you. Watch that last tracer. A couple of boards outside of it, but it's still going to the right. Just the lanes look like they got a little better at the end of that first game, but they're still not easy. But a great spare.
Yes. Spectacularly done. So she takes the early lead, and kind of a nervous start for both bowlers here in our second match.
Watch the head pin. Gonna go here, right off the wall. Kind of like it was her job. Another one.
And that's light also, leaving a 2-4-5. So just in the time in between the matches, Carolyn's lost the line that she had that got her through here. Of course, you look back in that first match, Linda missing a single pin spare also helped Dorin-Ballard, but now she's got to find that shot that allowed her to throw 5 strikes in a row to win the first match.
It can be extremely hard to regain yourself when you go through a match like that with a lot of adrenaline, a lot of intensity, and then a long break like that. So after 6 minutes, she's kind of lost her focus a little bit, has to regain it here, get back settled in. Once she does, she's as tough as they get.
She avoids the chop and comes up with the spare. The NASCAR Nationwide Series at Dover. Coverage begins Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on ABC with NASCAR Countdown presented by Hellman's. More information, log on to ESPN.com. Brad Keselowski still has that lead, 55 points over Kyle Busch and 63 over Kevin Harvick in the standings. Looking for our first strike of the game.
Come on.
And there you go. When you say great shot, and it's not even halfway down the lane yet, you got to figure it's going to be a strike.
Well, if you watch Carolyn and her hands up behind it and the ball's in front of her, it's really a good shot just about 95% of the time. The last couple have come off early and by it. This one's in front of it. Even without a lot of rev rate, let it be a lesson to you. You don't need a lot for the 6-pin to slap out the 10.
So the women on the show have something in common. None of them have beaten Clara this week. And that's why.
Nice move there.
So let's take a look at Clara from our rather unique camera angle here on top.
Nice push away. Drops this one in just like she wants to. Slow feet, straight push away. Gets that one projected on line. Now she's moved in a little bit. She's going a little bit left to right. That allows her ball to be at that last tracer where she wants it, right around 10.
Perfect. Got a little kick on the 10. A double for Guerrero. She was the athlete of the year in Colombia in 2009. Chris Amundo, she beat Camila Villegas and Juan Pablo Montoya.
Excellent shot here, crossing about 14. And as the 6 again slaps out the 10 to go up by 19 pins.
One more. Come on. Yeah.
Perfect. Buried it.
Come on. Go.
This is what you repeatedly see out of Carolyn. Somebody throws down the gauntlet and she answers the bell. Time after time. There's no free ones. Watch the last tracer. Perfectly centered right over the 10th board at 40 feet. And you can't draw them up better than that.
Well, again, you combine the match play records of these two, you get 37 and 11.
Carolyn through grinding. Clara by having some great ball reaction through a couple of those blocks.
Come on, how you off?
And she's about as noisy as the crowd here. We got a great bunch. Are making a lot of noise, and Carolyn can be heard right over them as she urges herself on.
Watch that end over end roll. It goes through the pins. When you get a ball forward, it will roll through the pins with as much power as a ball thrown twice as hard.
So let's see if Guerrero can respond with her own three bagger, and a ringing 10 says no.
Wow, much better shot there, actually. Last two have been half pocket and managed to get the 6 to slap out the 10 there.
So let's take a look at the Cats on that shot that was just thrown.
17.4, 14.5 at the arrows. Virtually identical to their previous shot on that lane.
No problem on the 10 for Guerrero. Well, we showed you earlier finishers 6 through 12. Let's take a look at some of the names finished 13 through 18. Tennille Milligan was #1 seed in the Queens a couple of weeks back, had another strong tournament. Anita Manns also was has bowled well during the last couple of weeks.
Great to see a Hall of Famer, Leanne Holzenberg, have a great week. And as well as our defending champion, Tammy Boomershine, in the hunt for most of the week.
And that post, yeah, 10's not going to go. No, 7-10. She looked a little off balance to me at the approach.
Just a little bit. You could hear her asking for it to hook. She did catch it pretty good at the bottom, so it did make it back, but the 5 goes right in front of the 7. The 6 pin lays right on the 10, but not enough to knock it over.
Same lean that we had that got Linda Barnes the strike she needed to force the roll off. Didn't happen that time for Guerrero, so she leaves an open frame and an opening for Carolyn Dorin-Ballard, who now leads by 15 pins, and she seems to have found the line that got her the victory in game #1. Carolyn Dorin-Ballard in command, but Clara Guerrero put up big scores at any time.